I see the next generation of American leaders. I see the promise of our future. I see the strength and love of the American spirit. And because of young people like you, I am more confident than ever in the future of the United States. Together, we will make America greater than ever before.
That was the president earlier today speaking to the American Legion boys and auxiliary girls. Unfortunately, the president's efforts to make this country greater than ever before is under siege from a wave of leaks, selective leaks, started the very moment he took office, according to a report from the Senate Homeland Security Committee. During the first 126 days of the Trump administration, there were confirmed 125 leaks. Also, Fox News has confirmed that the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, is now planning to step up the investigation on these leaks. And earlier tonight, I spoke with the White House Communications Director, Anthony Scaramucci. Anthony, welcome to Hannity. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Sean, thanks for having me on. How's everything?
Everything's good. We've known each other a long time. We had talked privately about these selective leaks and where they're coming from. I know there was a little tension, the president, with the Attorney General. Tell us the status of that, and what do you make of the Attorney General now going after these leaks? It's one of a few issues I'm hopeful that he will get on if we're going to have equal justice under the law.
Well, I applaud the Attorney General for going after the leaks, as it's super important for the entire administration. Even if we got the leaks, Sean, into the bell curve of other administrations, it would be way better for our administration. So we've got to get that done no matter what. Some people think that we're naive, and when I've said I'm going to get rid of the leaks, I know I'm in a cesspool called Washington, or a swamp called Washington, so it'll be virtually impossible to get rid of every leak, but I think we can take dramatic steps to get rid of leaks. Now, one of the big problems here that I'm discovering in the comms team is that senior people are really the guys doing the leaking, and they ask junior people to leak for them. And so I'm very proud to be reporting directly to the president so that I can hermetically seal off the comms team from this sort of nonsense. And so I think that'll be a very big step forward in reducing some of the leaks that are coming from the White House. As it relates to the interagency things, I think that'll be a little bit harder, but one of the things we're going to do next week is I'm bringing all the communications people to the White House to sit down with them to have a uniform message and strategy so that we can curtail leaks on their side. Now, you and I both know that there are political holdovers from the Obama administration that want to put a hurt on the Trump administration, so we have to sort of move quickly there as well. So those are the steps that we're taking. I think Attorney General Sessions is more focused on what I would call the interagency stuff, which is actually illegal. So there's things coming out of law enforcement agencies or intelligence agencies that are illegal. We've got to stop that, too.
A lot of people that I know that have been working very closely on all of these issues, especially the leaks from what we call the deep state, they're telling me there's going to be a lot of people associated with the last administration. And we know for a fact that a lot of the leaks, we believe, are coming from the Obama administration, some of the holdovers, and that some of the top position people in the last administration are the ones directly involved in all of this. Is it your goal to get to the bottom of that, as you have told your staff, that if they leak, they're out?
Well, unfortunately, that situation's outside of my purview. That's more in the Attorney General Sessions category, and I do think he's got a good process he's going to put in place and will eventually unveil to get rid of those. What I've got to focus on is the 40 or so people in my staff. Listen, we're going to let the people go if we have to. Unfortunately, we let somebody go yesterday, but I've told people that if there's a civil war and people are fighting internally, we have to dial that down. I don't think you can let people go per se just for the sake of letting them go. I think we have to give them a chance, Sean, or give them some level of amnesty to see if they'll stop and work together. But I'll move very quickly if they cannot do that, because I have the president's authority to do so.
You have been very confident and outspoken that the Attorney General, in spite of some of the president's tweets, I know he's upset about the recusal issue. I actually agree with the president fully on that. But you're confident that that will all work out between the Attorney General and the president?
I sort of think so, because I know both of them so well, and I know the president's upset right now. But my guess is that it will. But if it doesn't, Sean, it's up to the president. What I don't want to do is I don't want to get in between a cabinet secretary and the president, but what I do want to do is I like healing divides. I like putting people together and forming a bridge between people, and so hopefully we'll be able to do that. But if we can't do that for whatever reason, then we'll let the chips fall. We all serve at the discretion of this great president, and we'll have to see where it goes. But what I was saying earlier today, and I want to emphasize on your show, is that the president's style, whatever you think of his communication style, his management style, let me just immediately display the results. There's $10 billion of net worth. There's a worldwide recognized brand in the business that he left, and he became the American president after 15, 16 months, and he's now 6 months into the presidency after just over 2 years of announcing his candidacy. And so we can look at all of that and that massive achievement that he's had in his life and say, well, maybe he's doing things in a way that's unorthodox, but they're certainly unbelievably successful. And so I said from the podium last Friday, I'll say it here on your show, let's not change the president. We have to let the president be the president, but we need to have a tough skin around him because he's a tough guy, and we have to adapt to his nature to help him prosecute or execute his agenda.
All right, Anthony, when we come back, there was a very funny Daily Show piece on you. We're going to play it next, get your reaction to that.